So coming in from the rear, obviously that's not an up door. I do have an up door. We were allowed to change that. That's the Citigo, and we did originally have bonnet pins here in these corners, but it just didn't work. So I went for the choke release cable, which means if you want to go back to the up door, I can do that. I do have it still. So inside there's the cage again. The car has got a full-size spare. It's in the bottom there. It's got the holdings for a jack. I do have the jack, I will find that, and also holding for a gun. So we had a jack and a gun to take the wheels off in case of a breakdown. It comes with two full spare OZ alloys, brand new tyres, and didn't use them. That was the end of last year. I've also got lights in the roof at this end, which just can be helpful occasionally, especially if they break down and they're in an evening rally, which obviously we haven't done a lot of, but it's there to protect that. What else have we got? Let's talk about the electrics. So this car's been stripped of its electrics. That's my forte. So we've got steering wheel, and on the steering wheel I've got the horn and the screen wash. So we do a flick wipe from the steering wheel. Detachable wheel. I'm not going to pull it off, but it's detachable wheel. Pedals are aluminium plated for the grip. All the electrics are stripped, so you've got everything that wasn't needed is out. I've got new rear harnesses that basically connect at these A posts, which feed the rear lights and the fuel pump and everything. So it just enabled me to take out loads of wire that we didn't need. Fuse boxes here, so that's all still standard, but it's just moved. Brake pedal switch is wired such that you can do left foot braking and still have operational brakes. What else have I got? Just pan around the car a bit, I think, just so that you see it. Let's go into the engine bay. And bear with me while I just open this. So, fuel T-piece. I've wired in extra connections here. They were for DRLs, but we didn't run them in the end. Everything under here is standard, new earth point, because they do fail. So that's been changed. As I said, new engine, it's done 30,000 miles, plus it's had the belts changed, everything, just done it literally a couple of weeks ago. It's all genuine parts, so it's all genuine Volkswagen replaced headlamps when they've been damaged. No pattern stuff. The bumper's genuine, the wings have been replaced, they're genuine as well. So engine bay, so we've gone to the race battery again, saving weight. I've built the custom bracket to hold it, and there's the isolator which is triggered from here. That fuse box is from a Land Rover, so I've wired basically you can't use the fuse box that's on top of the original AUP battery, so I've repurposed all that, but all the wiring is the same. And then there's your two relays for your fog lights and spotlights, and they're wired up to here. So there's a pair of connectors there for that, so one's for spot and one's for fog. They do operate independently from inside the switches, so inside the car on the switches, but if you go to main beam on the stalk control, then they all come on together, which is, I think, it's part of the regulations, certainly at some of the events I've been to. The engine is drilled for the tag for the bolt. As I said, everything else under here is standard. So that's pretty it. So I've got a number plate coming. The bumper is only held on by 2 bolts each side. This is really critical, because as I said, if you have an off, this will get smashed, and this is where the screen wash tank was, so this is all gone, and you've literally got these 2 bolts through an aluminium bracket that's holding the bumper on. That's it, that's all holds it on, which is fine. I fitted a new front because we broke the one that we had, so I fitted the one with the holes for the fog lamps, so you can potentially pipe them for vents, blank them off, whatever you want. And then the main structure underneath there is a crossbar, a very thick aluminium angle section that's bolted to the bottom of the bumper, the main crash frame, which Then the under tray is then bolted to that, and the under tray goes back across to the beam. It's got a custom stainless steel exhaust. It's not too loud, it's actually pretty good. And I've also got the Kevlar fuel tank cover, so that's nice and robust as well. When I built the car in November, we changed the rear beam. So I took another rear beam off another car, which was pretty much brand new. Not brand new, but hadn't done many miles. So that gave me whole new rear drums and pads and everything that was OEM, none of the patent stuff. So you've got to stay away from that. So that ensures our reliability. It's been good in combination with the extended handbrake. It works really well, and it's been able to do handbrake turns with it, which is quite difficult given it's so light and there's a lot of traction on the rear. I think that's really it. Feel free to call me, message me, WhatsApp me. Happy to talk about it. It's got obviously had new discs for when we built it, but from a pads perspective, we're running Brembo Sport pads, and they work really well. I've always been a fan of the Brembos, but they disintegrate too quickly. But the Brembo Sports, they work really, really well. So we've gone into a lot of detail on this car. As I said, it's an improvement on the one we built that Cameron won the championship in. That car's been running very reliably as well. So yeah, any questions, give me a shout.